What happened at halftime to kind of put you guys together and you kind of punched first to begin the second half and kind of took control of the game?
We just had conversations in the locker room about, I think the last 2 minutes or so of the second quarter, we kind of picked it up. But we came in the locker room and said, things that we need to do better. One was, don't worry about the officiating. I think we got caught up in that a little bit in the second quarter. And just play with some more energy. And I think Blake did a good job of that to start the third, with his rebounding and things like that. And I think we just start moving with some more pace, start defending a lot better, second and third efforts from all the guys on the court. And then when we made subs, the level didn't drop. So I was really happy about that, the way we did. We kind of responded in the second half.
Joe was just saying that when they're dropping you a lot in that first half in particular. He went up to you and said, like, it's the ultimate sign of respect. Just kind of keep doing what you're doing. How do you continue to read the game and let it come? And then also in the third quarter, it's there for you.
Yeah, it's all about just trying to evaluate what's going on, making the right play, and managing the game within the game. And I think, I think it's just through reps, right? The more games we play, understanding what teams are trying to do, especially with their personnel, and, being aggressive when you need to be. And it's a long game, so just finding your pockets to do those different things.
How much has this team learned from past years? This is probably a game past years you guys might lose, especially up here. What have you guys learned about being resilient? The game, you said the game is long. You're gonna have time to respond and not panic, as opposed to keeping your composure.
Yeah, I think we do a good job of not panicking, and we do a great job of responding more often than not. And it's a full team effort. Two guys like Blake and Luke tonight don't normally play. We got a couple guys out. Blake is starting, Luke is playing a lot of minutes, and just the way they impact the game. And, that's contagious, right? The rebound and the offensive rebound, giving us second and third opportunities. So those guys were big tonight, especially like on the second night of a back-to-back, where we could have made excuses and things like that. But I guess you're right. We've learned from previous years, and we've matured and, just continue to grow in that area.
What's the biggest challenge about going up against Nick Nurse and his coaching schemes?
The biggest challenge, I think, just with the guys that they have on their team, they're capable of doing so many different things, right? They can throw a lineup out there of 5 guys, basically the same height, that can switch everything, full court press, boxing 1, 2, 3, and, their energy never drops. Wherever they sub in, they maintain or go up another level. And, they all play hard. They all compete. They're all physical. And, it's been like that for the last couple of years. So you just got to be prepared. They force a lot of turnovers and things like that. So you got to be, take care of the ball, or it's just going to be a long night.
Jayson, you guys are a very talented team, but how much of your success this year and over the past, calendar year is attributed to the chemistry of this group coming back year after year and finding, the chemistry together?
Yeah, has a lot to do with our success. For the most part, we've had the, core group, 4, 5, 6 guys for a couple of years now. And each guy's individually gotten better, grown in a lot of areas. And I think that's, really gelled. And, beginning of last year, calendar year, when we started to figure it out. And, we've really just been rolling ever since. And we got some new guys on the team this year, but they're great guys, great teammates, guys that are really smart, that fit in perfectly. And we all, just complement each other.
Another 30-point double-double for you tonight. I know you're starting to get some buzz for MVP I know the team goals are much bigger than that, but individually being in that conversation, how much is that like a driving force for you guys tonight?
It's really like it's like an honor, right? It's kind of surreal living out your dreams in reality. You know, being in the conversation, right? You just things that you dream about as a kid, and you know, for people to, you know, acknowledge and recognize that, you know, saying that, you know, you're leading or in the running for MVP. You know, I don't take that lightly. That's not something that I like, you know, brush over or, you know, get used to. You know, I got to pinch myself sometimes because I think it's, you know, it's cool. Being honest, you know, I still feel like a kid sometimes, just doing what I love, and you know, to be mentioned with, you know, guys like Giannis and things like that. You know, I think that's pretty cool. And at the same time, just trying to focus on game to game, trying to be the best I can for the team. You know, 20-5, that's big. You know, that's, you know, kind of how we wanted to start the season. So, you know, individually, you know, all the guys, myself, JB, everybody are going to get, you know, the things that they deserve. But as far as being in the MVP race is like something I'm not like, you know, used to. You know, I get excited, I guess. You know, because that's something that, you know, even though I'm 25, been in the league 6 years, you know, it's like I feel like a kid just thinking about the possibility of that. You know, it's a long way to go, but, you know, just, you know, it's just a surreal feeling to be in that conversation.
Hey Jason, Scotty Barnes on the other side, trying to follow up an awesome rookie year on a veteran team, trying to win, not a veteran team, but a team with veterans, trying to win in real time while expand his game. I mean, in your second year, sort of a similar situation. Looking back to that time in your career, what did you, I know you're different players, but what did you really learn and pick up from that time in your career that you're able to take into, as you just said, the sort of the upper echelon of this league?
Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of Scotty's. You know, won the Rookie of the Year deservingly. Love the way he competes on both ends, how talented he is. But it's like, you know, the cat is out the bag. He's not surprising people anymore. You know, when you're a rookie, you can kind of surprise guys. And, you know, he's, you know, we scout for him. You know, people know what he's capable of. We know how talented he is. So I think everybody, you know, in their second year that is on that trajectory, you know, he's going to be fine. But, you know, you probably go through some ups and downs. And he's still young, probably 20 years old, 21. And he just got, you know, figure it out that, you know, the guys are, you know, ready for him, preparing for him, you know, as they should be. He's, like you said, it's like a sign of respect. And, you know, he's going to continue to grow and get better. So, you know, he's going to be fine.
Speaking of young players, Jason, I know this is unrelated to the game tonight, but doing something about Paulo Banchero. I know you matched up with him maybe a week or 2 weeks into the season. As someone who has experience, you know, shouldering a big scoring load when you were a rookie, just wondering what your impressions were of him in that first matchup and what you've seen so far from him as a 19, 20 year old.
In a lot of ways, he has, I think, more responsibility than I had my first year. Right, he was the #1 pick, and you know, no disrespect to the Magic, but you know, they weren't as good as we were. And you know, we had Marcus Morris, Kyrie, Gordon, Al, JB Smart. So you know, I wasn't the go-to guy, at least not, you know, until like the end. But you know, we did it by committee. But you know, he's having a tremendous first quarter of the season, averaging 20+ points. It's like a little brother of mine. You know, I talk to him, you know, pretty often, and just really happy for him. You know,
I was wondering how far that goes back, and what are your thoughts on discussions about him being in the defensive player of the year race?
My bad. You kind of cut me off, man. What'd you say? No, I didn't hear the question. I was talking.
I thought you
I was asking your relationship with OG. It seems like it's pretty close. I was wondering how far that goes back, and what are your thoughts on discussions about him being a defensive player of the year?
Yeah, me and OG played on the AAU team, St. Louis Eagles, for a summer or two. I think back in like 2013, 2014. So, good friend of mine, somebody I'm, really happy for, and just to see how much his game has developed, from when we were 15 years old till now. And I told him before the game started that, I'll probably see him in Utah for the All-Star game. That's how well he's been playing. But I told him he's not going to play like All-Star tonight. But, I mean, hell of a player, somebody I love competing against, and, a hell of a defender as well.